the talented Tara Moore as your returner. Here we go. Game on. Stadium Court, the Hempfield Rec Center in Landisville, Pennsylvania, on a beautiful, warm night. First serve in the box. Forehand return missed from Tara Moore. If you kind of had a, just throw out little bits and pieces of these two players, I would say that maybe Melanie Oudin is a little more patient and consistent on the baseline, and Tara Moore probably has the bigger weapon, especially on the forehand side. Beautiful. Brought her in and passed her.
41.
Tara Moore, a resident of Doncaster, England. Good first serve. No return. Here we go. Tara Moore, she packs a pow here, especially on the forehand side. Nice serve, nice return. Yeah. So you can almost see in the first point of her service game, you can almost see how Oudin is going to try to keep it away and minimize her time as she goes into Tara Moore's forehand. This is a tough match to call, I mean, who's going to come out on top. Again, both these ladies have some fairly substantial Grand Slam experience. Tara Moore has played Wimbledon 3 times, 2013, 2014, 2016. She's also played Wimbledon doubles 4 times. Melanie Oudin, tons and tons of Grand Slam experience. First of all, she's played all 4 Grand Slams. She made the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open in 2009. There you get to see the forehand from Tara Moore. It's a good-looking forehand, isn't it? Beautiful. It's a great point. Ball hits the tape, rolls over, just wide. Yeah, Melanie Oudin has played the Australian Open 4 times. She's played the French Open 4 times. Wimbledon 5 times. In the U.S. Open 5 times. That's in singles. In doubles, Melanie Oudin has played doubles at the U.S. Open every year since 2007. She's played Wimbledon doubles 3 times, French Open doubles 3 times, and the Australian Open doubles 3 times. That's a lot of Grand Slam experience right there. And she's won the Grand Slam mixed doubles title. So, I guess if you're just looking at paper here, it's tough to call. Moore has the higher national world ranking. And Oudin has more Grand Slam experience, so it's a tough one to call tonight.
Sorry, could you just grab my towel, please? Thank you. Thanks.
1-0. Inside out forehand winner from the Brits. Good serve, returns in play. A bit of a miss hit off the backhand side. This is the first time these two players have met. They've never crossed paths before. And someone that I'm working with finds it interesting that they played doubles together this tournament. They lost yesterday, but they're doubles partners here in Lawrenceville. Wow. Wow. Called out. And to me, that looked not only in, way in. Good serve. And a smoking forehand from Oudin.
15-30.
You know, if you go by rankings, you would just say, hey, this is going to be Tara Moore's night, but we'll find out. This should be a fairly compelling match here. In comes Oudin on a slice backhand approach, and Moore misses the forehand. The matches that I see Oudin lose, it's not that she's done anything wrong. It's usually her opponent steps up and wins the right point at the right time. You don't see Oudin choke. You don't see her do anything foolish. When she gets beat, it's usually because her opponent just flat out stepped up and took her down. There's Moore's forehand. 3 of them. Look how, yeah.
40-50.
Yeah. Yeah. Moore has a little problem with the calls. I'll say this again, and it doesn't give me any great pleasure to say it. The calls here all week have been chippy. They have really been challenging here. There's been, they've been off, in my opinion. Good serve by Oudin. Inconsistent. But, you know, that's tennis. You know, I always used to think when I walked on the court, when I had officials, I kind of just assumed anything on the line was out. And I think if you go in with that and lay it down here, I think if you go in there with the mindset that anything close is automatically going to be called out, it doesn't surprise you. Tara Moore serving at 1-2, love 15. Good serve. There's that great return from Oudin. Yeah, it's interesting too when you see Oudin hit her forehand. She kind of grits her teeth. Even I mean, she's a good competitor. I really think the outcome of this match all hangs on Tara Moore's forehand, though. If the forehand's on, she's going to win. If it's not 100%, she's going to lose. Good serve, aggressive return again. Oudin tries to immediately get it over to the backhand side of Moore and hits it just long. I've said this before too, I'll say it again, it's a good chance to look at it. I think Melanie Oudin has one of the best returns in the women's game. A lot of people go, oh, that's a pretty big statement, but I really do. I think she's a great returner. Fantastic returner. She won the US Open mixed doubles title, and you don't win that unless you can return serve against guys. Good serve, there's the return right there. She's just trying to get this thing over to Moore's forehand. Moore's forehand goes long.
15-40.
And these are break points for Melanie Oudin, and I'll tell you what, so far she's looking pretty good. Break point. Second serve. Moore Tour's last tournament before coming here to Pennsylvania. She played in Texas, where she lost in the finals of a 25K in Fort Worth. So she's coming off a great tournament in Fort Worth. Prior to playing in Fort Worth, she played the Canadian Open in Montreal, where she lost in the first round of qualifying in Montreal to the American Beth Maddox Sands, the always interesting player, unique player, Beth Maddox Sands. So she's playing pretty good. She just loses to Sands in Montreal, hops on the plane, goes over to Fort Worth, and basically loses in the finals there. So she's playing good tennis. Game.
Oudin leads 3 games to 1.
Oudin breaks her and goes up 3-1. Melanie Oudin draws first blood here. Goes up 3-1 in the first set here on a beautiful night in Landisville at the Hempfield Rec Center Stadium Court. Tournament director here, the one and only Wilson Pipkin. What a fine job he's doing. And the ITF supervisors, ITF USTA supervisors behind the scene, 2 of the best in all the world, Missy Malou and Bunny Williams. Melanie Oudin serving at 3-1 first set. Yeah, you can miss that forehand. This serve from Melanie Oudin doesn't really help her too much. I mean, it's not like she picks up a lot of aces. What she's trying to do here on her serve is high percentage first serve, find depth, and move it around a little. Good serve, big return. Yeah, it's a pretty nice forehand, isn't it?
15-0.
There's just a dash of, in terms of style points on the forehand, there's a dash of Federer's forehand, I think, and Moore's forehand. And what a great forehand to copy. Probably the greatest forehand of all time. Good serve. Nice. Nice shot. Good serve into the backhand. A short return. Oudin comes in with a forehand approach shot winner. Nice heavy topspin, cranked it up. And Melanie Oudin so far here is looking pretty impressive. 3-1, 30-15. This is where, if you're Melanie Oudin, it would be nice to have a big, dangerous serve. Oudin, 3-1, 30-all. Again, 281 in the world this week. Good serve, return nice. Nice serve.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't miss that. Yeah.
30-40.
Oudin did a really nice serve, pulled her opponent way out wide, and then missed a fairly easy forehand down the line. And now, Tara Moore with a break point. Quality second serve into the backhand. Moore picks up the break. Tara Moore serving at 2-3. Up goes for a toss. First serve way long. Very nice. Kind of held it a little, didn't she?
Love 15.
want to say hi to some of our regular listeners out there on livetennischat.com, a chat box we've set up. I want to say hi to Horn Frog too. I want to say hi to Marcus Tennis.
Love 30.
More with that forehand.
15, 30.
Yeah, this is going to be a night for Melanie Oudin, who's just going to try to, the whole night, seriously, the whole night, the whole match is really going to be about her trying to isolate into Moore's backhand. You know, she's still going to play her own game, go for her shots.
Next. Pause.
Go.
15, 14.
Alright, go.
There's a little bit of swagger, too, when you look at Tara Moore now, which is kind of funny from where she was a couple of years ago to where she is now. But there's a little bit of swagger. And you know what? That's a good thing. Forehand winner.
30, 30. Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, you can see Oudin's forehand. She's not afraid. She's not afraid to go toe-to-toe, yeah. Very nice.
Advantage again.
It's not like Melanie Oudin has to really fear going forehand cross-court with Moore either. You know, Melanie Oudin has the goods on the forehand side as well.
Alright.
Tara Moore serving.
Net. 17.
2-3. This is a break point. Really nice crowd here tonight. What is it, Wednesday? Wednesday night? Wednesday night here. It's good to see the folks out and about here. Very comfortable environment. Here we go, backhand to backhand. Moore moves around and fires up the forehand.
Game within.
Game.
Put at least 4 days.
So Moore looks over at her crew and just says, hey, I'm missing everything by 2 inches. That's just the way it goes, though. Oudin.
Could you just help us tell those people just to make sure it's really
Yeah.
loud?
Yeah, Oudin said something to the chair. And the chair gets on the walkie-talkie, which means she's talking to the tour supervisors. Meanwhile, Tara Moore said, there's certain people over here that are kind of loud. And we play on. The American with a 4-2 lead here, 4-2 first set. Yeah, there's some socializing going on to the right of Oudin, and it is a bit noisy. Forehand down the line, that's the shot from Oudin. Backhand to backhand. This is a nice looking match so far. And then Oudin misses the forehand down the line. But so far, this has been a pretty well played, pretty nice looking baseline battle. Good serve into the backhand. Tough little return there. Slice backhand to a slice backhand. Oudin now is forced to come in. Yeah, nice volley there. Got it.
59.
Got it. Really nice volley from Oudin on a tough ball she was forced to come in on. Ooh. Ooh. Moore catches that forehand, and it just kind of sucks the whole oxygen out of the stadium, just like a vapor lock, black hole forehand there, man. That thing just pounded it. 15-30, Oudin serving, 4-2. 4-2 first set, 15-30. Oudin again trying to get it over to the backhand side. She gets good depth.
31.
Again, still a little noisy over to the right of Melanie Oudin. I think the theme over there was white tonight, wasn't it? It was a white-out theme over there at the dinner. Oudin, yeah, nice, tough backhand.
43.
So what's happening? They just served dinner behind the court, and a lot of the folks that had dinner are now grabbing a glass of wine, coming over to watch it. And there's a little bit of noise coming over there. Yeah, slice backhand to a slice backhand. This is exactly what Oudin has to play. Very intelligent point. Yeah, very smart. Yeah, now, you couldn't fault Melanie Oudin on anything. Good serve, good return, as always from Melanie. And then Melanie sprays a forehand. It's okay.
59.
She went for it. Tried to get it over on the backhand side. From Georgia, Melanie Oudin. They love her in Georgia too, boy. They love her. I've seen her play some tournaments in Georgia, and they love her. They should love her in Georgia. She's a great lady. She's a great young lady. She's always handled herself with dignity. And let me tell you, the press has been all over her a couple times in her career. Good kick serve.
30-15.
Nice return into the backhand. And then a forehand call just wide. 40-15 here. Good reserve, good return. Here's the forehand. Winner. So one of Moore's better games. And now Oudin will serve for the first set at 5-3. And again, this serve, it's not a point maker, you know what I mean? So it's not like, you know, when a player has a big, powerful serve and they're serving for the center of the match, it's kind of autopilot. This is a serve that, you know, it's a point starter. It's a good point starter, but it's a point starter. Here we go, Melanie Oudin serving for the first set at 5-3. Good serve into the forehand. The ball hits the tape and goes wide. So that's a bit of a gamble of a serve there. That's a bit of a gamble. And you have to gamble at this level. You know, you've got to mix it up. You just can't do one thing here. So Oudin decides to test the forehand of Tara Moore right off the bat. Again, into the forehand. And misses a backhand down the line. 15 all. Serving for the first set at 5-3, 15 all. Good serve. Return way long. Wow. This is surprising how Oudin is serving this game. She served 3 first serves into the forehand of Tara Moore. In other words, she hit her 3 first serves right into the strength of Tara Moore. 5-3, 30-15. Good serve. Return is in. Little loopy forehand. Moore throws it back. Oudin slices her backhand in net. 30 all. Most important point of the set right here. Most important point of the first set right here, right now. Melanie Oudin serving at 5-3, 30 all. Yeah, she went to the backhand that time, missed it. And now she's in trouble here. The second serve, not a lot on it usually. Gets it in, good serve, good return. Into the backhand, Moore slices it, there you go. Did the right thing. It would have been real easy for Oudin to take that forehand and go cross court. It was the easiest shot. Instead, she takes her forehand down the line. Moore chops the backhand into the net. And this is a set point right here for the American. Second serve set point for Melanie Oudin against Tara Moore. Good serve. The return is in and it's big. Another one, big. Third forehand. Moore missed it. Nice job.